What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through for this live. I'm going to be breaking down the brand new show on HBO, The Last of Us. Now, this is a brand new show. Just started with episode 1 tonight. This is my first reaction. Episode 1 just went off the air, and it was a very good episode. I'm very pleased with this new show. Now, a couple things you do have to understand with this is that it is a gory type of show. It's zombies, killing, a lot of stuff, monsters. So if that's not your genre, you probably wouldn't like this show, no matter how good the storyline is. But if you do or you don't mind any of those things, then I will say that this started off excellent. Now, Walking Dead started off excellent as well. And so with this first episode, I will say this is a good first episode to kick off this type of show. And I'm ready to get into it. And the Moscow, I got the Moscow ready for it. And, you know, this episode, I like how they actually made this where if you've never played the game or you don't know anything about the video game that this is based off of, you could just watch this and not miss anything. And I was wondering if they would do something like that. And I was pretty much thinking they would, because it's probably, you know, would be difficult for a large audience to catch on if they had to know the background material about the video game. Now, this was a PlayStation only video game for years. Very big hit. And so now they bring out a TV show. Now, when this show kicks off, it's, I believe, in like 1968, it said. And you got these old guys sitting there talking, all smoking squares, talking about health and global pandemic possibilities. And the one guy was saying that it is this bacteria, this mold or fungus that has been known to attach itself to ants and pretty much make them into a zombie and control the ant, keep the ant alive, but use the ant for its purposes. And so we saw that they were breaking down Ant-Man and saying in the 60s that the way things happen now with the air travel and people could be sick or have something in China and it could be in another country in no time, which, of course, if this was real and they actually were having this conversation about these things, it would be very scary considering what just happened with COVID, and we all experienced that. But, of course, this is a TV show, so I don't know if people were speaking about this then, but this isn't real. Nevertheless, interesting. And it's 2003. Okay, so once we see in the future, it's 2003. We then get introduced to the actor Pedro Pascal, who was in Game of Thrones, and he's, you know, making some eggs and things. You know, his daughter's actually making some eggs for him for his birthday, and we see he's a single dad, kind of disheveled, trying to make it, and it seems that it's just a normal day. Daughter being nice for daddy, trying to cook him some breakfast. He in there trying to hang in there, get himself together for the morning. Nothing special other than single dad taking care of his daughter. We later see, you know, that she got some neighbors, this old woman, and it looked like her kids, and she don't seem to be talking don't seem that they can feed her properly or something. The food just don't seem to be going in, and it's a little strange and a little weird. Nevertheless, she go about her day and summon it all up. It seems that when she goes to get this gift for her father, which was a broken watch that he already owned, she tried to go get it fixed. She get kicked out of the spot by the woman of the shop, and so they close early, kick her out, tell her to go home. Then we later see a lot of stuff going on. We hear police cars going around, sirens, this, that, and the other. It seems that she's not picking up on this yet. And when she gets home, after a little bit of time and things going on, she later goes and, checks on the neighbors. And of course, the woman then took a bite out of the damn neck of her kids, the grandma. And earlier when she was over there, we did see grandma did have a tendency to be tweaking when she was up there all on that bookshelf. And grandma was tweaking out in the background. So we later see that grandma done went full-fledged tweak mode, and now she's ready to, bite, kill, attack the dog. She tried to take the dog over there. The dog like, hell no, I ain't going up in there. No. So we later see that now everything all held and broke loose. Pops finally pulled back up because he had to leave. She fell asleep while they was watching a movie. He put her in bed. His brother locked up. He go to get his brother. She wake up. That's when she see grandma and them tweaking out. He pull up right before grandma take a bite out of her neck, get a little neck respect. She done put the good dentures in to get a little piece of that chocolate neck. But they get the hell out of there. We later see while they trying to get out, unfortunately, he loses his daughter. I ain't gonna try to get too much into the details because if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely want you to watch it. So I'm gonna give enough information, but if you haven't seen it, alright, I'm gonna give you enough information, but if you haven't seen it, you can still check it out and enjoy it. So some things happen, and he loses his daughter. I'm not going to say if she dead or they lose track of each other, but nevertheless, they no longer together. And then, unfortunately, it's a time jump, which they could do a lot with the time jump because that was 2003. It's now a time jump into 20 years later. That's what they say, a 20-year time jump. So that 20-year time jump, we now see it's a new world order where this disease or zombies and all of that is now a part of the world, and they are living in a quarantine zone, and people got to do certain things and live by certain rules and military life. So they have certain people that are the resistance trying to fight against that and different things. And that is when we later get introduced to the other Game of Thrones alumni. I remember her in Game of Thrones when she checked all of them for not. When we pull out Jon Snow, you refuse the call. She done got a little bigger now, so that's when we finally meet her chained up as some type of prisoner. But we later learn that she's not a prisoner and what's going on. Before I finish up, let me give a shout out to those in the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming through as always. This episode was very good, and this actually came right back on HBO. It was an hour and a half, the first episode, so that's why I thought I would go live at 10. I had to push it back to 10:30 because it was an hour and a half for the first episode. It was like a movie. I mean, everything, the detail, the camera work, everything, the storyline, on par to a big budget movie. They did a great job. And I mean, if you like this type of story, you're going to love this show. This right here is going to be fire, and I'm here for it. So, yeah, definitely good episode. You know. So, you know, yeah, Juan Marley, you ain't checked it out, go check it out. Definitely. You know, yeah, it definitely was like a movie. The cameras, the costumes, the special effects, the story, the pacing, everything. It was like a movie, and I'm telling you, this is about to be probably the best show on TV for this next, 9 episodes. And I mean, of course, it's different genres, so you can't exactly compare this to Godfather of Harlem. Bumpy Johnson dealt with racism, not zombies. So a little different, but entertainment, they all are good. All right, so later we see that we get introduced to our new character, and we find out that she's infected, but she didn't turn. And we later see, I got the hiccups now, yeah. Gotta give me a second. But we later see that she didn't turn. And normally you'll turn within a few hours, or at the very, max a day. And so now they're the resistance, they're trying to take her to, I think, Wyoming, where they have this like scientist or something going on where, who knows, possibly they can get a cure. They didn't get too much into detail other than she's cargo and she could save a lot of lives and change everything for everybody. So with that, that's what they looking at with her. They want to get her to safety, get her the help she needs, and then, hopefully everything will be better one day. Who knows? The people that are already zombies or tweaked out probably won't turn back, but who knows? Maybe they can prevent it in the future. Now, the way that our two stars of the show end up meeting is that his brother is now missing, and he was trying to go and find his brother, and so he needed a car battery. Of course, that type of stuff is like gold and hard to find. And so he was talking with they were talking with this one guy that was supposed to be selling them a battery. He pulled the okie doke, and then when they went to go figure it out, that's when they end up meeting up with Lil Mama. Now, they didn't know that she's infected, so they don't know that. And so they signed on to take her because they were told that if you do, we'll give you everything you need to check on your brother, whether that's a vehicle, weapons, all of that stuff. They'll give him all of that. Camera. I don't know what's going on with this camera. But they'll give him everything he needs. So that's why him and his partner, we don't know if that's his girlfriend or wife, but he did seem pretty concerned when he saw that she had that big shiner. She came in looking like Spuds McKenzie. He was, oh no, what they do? A clicker do that? Did the clicker get you? So they don't later find out what she really about until later. And then they don't, it's a conflict. Do you help or or do you turn her in, or do you walk away and say this is more than I bargained for? And then something happened that brought back the flashbacks of his daughter, and let's just say he made that decision without even realizing it. And once again, they was leaving out of the quarantine zone, and man, it looked horrible outside the quarantine zone. So the quarantine zone still has some structure of civilization. They got military police and martial law, but people can work. I mean, I'm not saying they got the most satisfying jobs, but people have places to live, like they're living in regular apartment buildings and things. And I mean, it's not what it's going to seem to be now that they left. It looked like things about to really get real fast next. So I'm not sure how they are going to survive all of this. I think that his female partner, I don't think she's going to live through this season. And also, they kind of introduced a few things that is different from the game. So I don't remember the quarantine zone in the game. And now this game is almost 10 years old. So, I mean, I think I played it on PS3. So, yeah. Now it's on what? PS5? PlayStation 5. So that's a long time. That's a long time ago. But, definitely a good game. They changed up a few things, expanded a few things. I don't remember him having a wife or a girlfriend in the show. I mean, in the game, I only remember it him and the daughter. So that's different. That's a change, and that was pretty cool. And I don't remember how they had him with in the beginning with the daughter and things. So I like how it is, and I think this show is going to be a big hit. I think HBO really put a lot into this show, because a lot of people don't know, but they had The Walking Dead. The people that have The Walking Dead, they pitched The Walking Dead to HBO, and they chose not to do it for whatever reason. And we all know Walking Dead is one of the biggest shows on TV, even though it may not be as popular as it once was. It's still going strong, has a strong following, and spin-offs and other things, toys, comic, all that stuff. So I think this is a way for HBO to make up for missing out on that Walking Dead, Whew. You say drink some gin for the hiccups. I know, right? I need to do something. I've been drinking that Viagra juice. It's blue like the pill. Anti-Mike said, them flashbacks will get you killed. You ain't lying. Both ways. Get him killed and get whoever just got flashed on killed. Because he wasn't playing when he came about that flashback. He bust dude face to the white meat. Straight up. Even she was looking like, he is capable of things. Because they said, we know what you capable of. She like, what are you capable of? She saw that beat down. She like, oh, okay. I understand. You're capable of that. Whoopings. So, yeah. Juan Blaze, my man Juan Marley, definitely check it out, man. A good show, especially if you like zombies, action, a little bit of drama mixed in. This is a good show, and it's only gonna get better, and I'm here for it. I think this is definitely gonna be good. I'm thinking that they can't go back to that quarantine zone ever again, especially considering I doubt that person is dead. So he gonna say what happened because he know him, and it's pretty much a wrap. So this is about to be a hell of an adventure, sort of like Book of Eli type thing, trying to get this over to the other side. Lil Bo Peep. So I don't know. Time for the MOSCO. For those that are new, the MOSCO is my rating system that I use with 4 simple categories. Give you a total score of 100, and you can always round it down to a score of 1 to 10. So let's do this. All right, so category 1, the visuals and cinematography for this show off the charts. Okay, it's very few shows that they put big budgets behind. This looked like a multi-million-dollar episode, which is a lot for a TV show. I'm gonna have to give this top marks a 25. It was just as good as any movie, top-notch movie that you have seen. Okay. Storyline, plot. The storyline is good as far as the zombie stuff. It got a couple things original, but I mean, if you've seen a zombie thing, you've seen them all, kinda. But this is still got a couple twists. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 20 because it's good, but not mind-blowing. Special effects, makeup, costumes, excellent. We didn't really get to see too much of the zombies just yet. We saw a little plant man on the wall, and some other things. Grandma busting through the door, all kind of stuff, chaos. I mean, just a lot going on. It looked like real life chaos if it was happening in real time. So I'm gonna give this, especially for a TV show, I got to give it a 25. And then entertainment fun factor. It was very entertaining. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't say it was the most entertaining thing I've ever seen as far as an episode of TV, but it was very entertaining, and I would give it a 20. Okay? So, with that being said, that gives it to a total MOSCO of 90, which is very high for me, and that's equal to a 9 out of 10. I always leave a 0.5 margin of discretion. So if you think it was a 9.5 or an 8.5, I can see a case to be made for either of those. You let me know in the comments below, as well as live, what's your MOSCO, and I'll check it out. Overall, I think this is a good show right at this time to have a little something different. And I'm really looking forward to it. One thing about Walking Dead is so many seasons that if you miss something or you fall behind, it's just so much to catch up on that a lot of people say forget it, or if they hear about it and then they realize it's like 10 seasons, they just say forget it and never start. And with this, it's episode 1, season 1. You can start, watch it now, check it out, and have a good time, enjoy it, and think about what may or may not happen and what you may or may not do if the zombie apocalypse was real. That's one thing I don't know, subconsciously I always would think, watching these type of things, what would I do? What would I not do? And what are these people doing that are dumb? All of that is something I always like, and it's funny to me. So I don't know. You all let me know what you think. I think The Last of Us is a hit. So far, so good. I'll see y'all on the next one. Be looking out for some new reviews coming through. Peace, deuces, and I'm out.